In class. In previous class I have discussed about the measurement of straight line. Now today I am going to discuss how to measure the length of a curved line. You cannot put a scale just parallel to that curved line because curved line is not straight. Scale either will hide that or will not hide that. It is difficult to measure the length of a curved line with the help of a ruler or a scale. That's why you can use a thread. Just put a knot at one side of thread. Keep the thread just above the line, and when the line ends, make another knot or put some mark with the help of pen or pencil, and then you can measure the length of that curved line by measuring the length of that rope or thread with the help of a ruler. You are using a notebook and there are many pages in the notebook, and you can measure the thickness of all those pages. Suppose there are 100 pages in a notebook, you can measure the thickness of all those 100 pages. Then it might be half centimeter or 1 centimeter maximum. Notebook has the thickness of 1 centimeter or half. So can you measure the length, the thickness of one page? It's very difficult to measure, but you can take out this thickness by taking out the thickness of all those pages all together and by dividing that to number of pages written at the back of that page. Here it is written that approximately one page is thick about 1/10 of millimeter. 1 millimeter you have seen on the scale, and you can think that how much it will be 1/10 of millimeter. Very thin it is. Then one other activity, to measure the chest size of 5 different friends is given here. You can't do this because you are not present in the school, but you can measure the chest size of yourself. You can measure yourself. Now come to the measurement of time. Nowadays we can measure the time with the help of different types of clocks, watches, digital watches, pendulum watches. But earlier there were no clocks or watches. People used to guess the time just by looking at the sun place, where is the sun situated right now, or moon's place, or they guess the time with the help of sunrise, sunset, rotation of earth, changes of season, etc. After that, gradually they knew that with the help of a pendulum. What is pendulum exactly? You have to know. You must have seen a pendulum clock. In pendulum clock there is a ball held with a thread-like structure which oscillates. Oscillation, it means movement back and forth. Movement of that ball back and forth and just coming back to its own place. That is oscillation. You must have seen swing. Swing just move forward, then it goes to backward and then come back to its position again. This type of movement is known as oscillation. So pendulum clocks, in pendulum clock, pendulum moves like this. This is oscillation, and the oscillation always occurs for a given length. If there are two pendulums of same length, then the oscillation timing will also be same. On this basis, human invented pendulum clock. Now there is some important facts which you have to know. You know that our heart beats 72 times per minute, and in 1 minute there is 60 seconds. So you can calculate that how much time it take to beats one time. Here it is mentioned 0.84 seconds. It means seconds say less than 1 second it takes. Okay. And one more thing is given here, that pendulum of Big Ben clock, which is in the House of Parliament, London, the length of that pendulum is 4 meter long, and that takes 4 seconds to swing back and forth to complete one oscillation. Oscillation I have mentioned earlier, movement of anything back and forth and coming back to its original position, that is called oscillation. Now Nowadays we are using various types of clocks. There is no need of pendulum and no need of hands, second hands, hour hands, minutes hands. We are using digital clocks in which there are digits are mentioned. How much time it is. If it is 10:30 a.m., then it is written 10:30. If it is 2:30 p.m., then it might be written there 12:30. So these are digital clocks. Stopwatch is also used for different types of sports competition or any other. If to measure the to measure very small duration of time, stopwatches are used. Or to measure the difference between very small duration of time, we can use stopwatch. In your mobile phones you can see the stopwatch is there, where seconds, minutes and hour all can be, even fraction of second can also be measured with the help of stopwatch. Now there is one activity 5 which you have to try to do yourself. What is the activity? I'm just reading. Divide the class into 4 groups. Explain that each group has to plan for one of the given sport events. At the conclusion of the event, the group gives its report for the event. This cannot be done right now, but you can suppose that it's going on. Name of the event. If it is long jump of 400 meter, then name of the physical quantity that was measured for the event. If you are measuring for the competition of long jump, then which physical quantity, or suppose you are going to measure a race of 400 meter, then you will measure the time duration, isn't it? So the physical quantity which is going to be measured is time. Unit of measurement we can measure with the help of seconds. Result of the measurement done, we will measure the time taken by each participant. Now measuring device that was used, stopwatch we can use. Time of start of the event, you can write here the time for starting is 10:30. Then finish time is 10:35 or 32 or suppose or whatever it be. And total time for the event, you can fill it up by just supposing. Now next, I will discuss rest and motion in next class. Okay, thank you class.